What's up, everybody? Scream 7 is opening this Friday in theaters, and there's been a lot of chatter about this film that really hasn't been too much about this film. There's been a lot of behind the scenes issues. Maybe you know about it, maybe you don't, but there's this huge boycott going on with Scream 7. Now, the Scream franchise is definitely one of the most popular horror franchises. And this franchise was essentially dead in the water until the recent installments, I would say 5 and 6, with the leading actress, Melissa Barrera. Also, Jenna Ortega was starring in these films. But surprisingly, the plot and the twist kind of came back to form of the original Scream. So a lot of people were fans of the recent installments. And if you look at the reviews on Rotten Tomatoes or just from reviewers, a lot of people seem to enjoy them and were initially looking forward to Scream 7. However, if you've been living under a rock, there's a huge Israeli-Palestinian conflict going on in the world. It's been going on for decades, but it's definitely been pushed into mainstream media as of the last 2 years because of the recent tragedies and what's going on currently still today. So we had Melissa Barrera voice her opinion and frustration about the active genocide that is happening to the Palestinian people. And let's just say she ruffled some feathers because she was ultimately fired because she voiced her frustration with what's going on in the world in the Middle East to the point where they deemed her comments anti-Semitic. So she was released from starring in Scream 7, which caused this huge uproar online, even to the point where her co-star, almost a bigger co-star with a bigger name, Jenna Ortega, announced that she would not be returning as well because of the firing that the Scream franchise did to Melissa. Very honorable. They're both standing for what they believe in. You gotta applaud it. But Scream 7 is still coming out. Now, to kind of combat this controversy and this uproar, the franchise announced they would be bringing back core characters like Sydney to reprise her role. But will that be enough to get people in the seats? There's a lot of people that feel very, very upset about the firing of Melissa and Jenna Ortega walking away, to the fact that they are boycotting this film. I want to see how this film performs because right now, box office wise, we're not too sure yet. It's very early. But review wise, this is one of the lowest rated Scream films in some time. Now, is that because of the boycott and the uproar? Is the film actually bad? I don't know because I myself am not going to watch it. I just personally am not that into Scream. I'm more into the story of what's going on. I do like the original Scream, but to me, the franchise kind of tapered off. The recent ones were okay, but definitely just more interested in the story and where anyone else stands on it. Are you still going to support this film that fired someone for speaking their opinion? Again, it seems like freedom of speech these days is just, all fluff and propaganda. Doesn't really exist because, as you can see, you can get fired for things you say or what you believe in. So, I don't know. The reviews are saying that this film is not very good. I will see later how this film performs because this is almost a disaster for this franchise. It was heading upwards on this trajectory with, kind of a return to form. And now it seems like it's just free falling, heading for this monumental splat on the floor. So they kind of did it to themselves. As always, thank you for tuning in and stay tuned for more. Peace.